Hey girl. It's been I think April, May, June, 4 months. I was watching some of my older videos just to sort of recap where I last left off. Yeah, so my last video was 3 months ago. It feels like so much longer. That's weird. It feels like so much longer. But in those 3 months, so much has happened. It's been 4 months. YouTube is telling me that it's 3 months. It's been 4 months, 100%. After my last video, I booked a trip to Italy. I'm going to do some insertions, some pictures. And it was an experience. I went to visit a friend. She invited me to come stay with her, so I did. I went to Italy on the 25th of March. Oh, is it the 25th? Yeah, 25th of March. And I was so excited. I was so fucking excited to get a holiday. And I knew it wasn't going to be like a relaxing holiday where I could lounge on a beach. And, you know, I knew it wasn't going to be like that. But I didn't think it was going to be how it was either. I didn't expect to be on my own as much as I was, because I was on my own quite a lot. And it honestly made me really sad, because I just feel like if I were to invite a friend to come and stay with me who lived in a different country, that I would make a lot more time for that friend. I haven't had a chance to speak to her about it yet, because I don't feel like I want to have that conversation with someone who's in a different country. But I made the best of it, you know? It wasn't all bad, it really, really wasn't. On my first night, we went to a party, and I was very overwhelmed, to say the least. I was very overwhelmed because I was travelling by myself, and I hadn't done that since I was in my 20s, so I was really nervous about that whole thing. It was her work colleagues, I believe, and it was like a birthday party, and everyone was so nice, everyone was lovely. There was food, there was wine, there was everyone was dancing. It was great, you know, it was wonderful. And she introduced me to her roommate, and he was just so kind and nice. He wasn't Italian. I can't even remember where he was from, but he was such a lovely guy. Really, really sweet guy. Sweet, genuine, nice guy. You know, just lovely, lovely man. We were there for about 4 hours, and I sort of stepped away. If you've ever been to Bologna and been in the buildings, like where people live, you know, like there's courtyards, and it's sort of enclosed, and it's private, and it's nice, and you do feel safe. And I did feel very safe, I really did. But there was certain points during the party where I had to take myself away from all the people. It wasn't like loads of people, there was about 20 people. I had to take myself away and sort of go into like a wee secret courtyard and sit there, because my brain had just registered that I was no longer in my hometown. I was no longer with people who I knew, and I don't want to say I was no longer with people that spoke English, because everyone there spoke English, but I think all their first language was Italian. So I just sort of automatically felt like there was a massive language barrier. I've never really been to a place that I felt had such a language barrier. It was a good night. We had a good night all around. We left, and then we went and got a pizza, because I was like, let's try Italian pizza, because I wanted to try it, and it was absolutely disgusting. It was so gross. Like, I've never tasted a more rank pizza. You would get a nicer pizza for £1 in Iceland. So that was my first bit of Italian food, and I was so disappointed with it. Like, it was just from this little pizza shop. I thought that would be like the best kind of pizza, you know, but it was just disgusting. And it had zucchini on it. You couldn't pick what you wanted. You had to just get what was in the oven, what they were cooking. And I was like, right, okay. I didn't even taste any cheese on that pizza. It's kind of gross. And then the next morning, everybody woke up, and we were all kind of hungover. And we made this like decision to go to this beach in Rimini. Rimini was more touristy, I feel. and there was like hotels and beachfronts, and that was the kind of vibe I was looking for. I spent the whole day on the Sunday, because I arrived there on the Saturday. We spent the whole day on the Sunday there at the beach drinking Aperol spritzers, and I went swimming in the ocean by myself. The Sunday I spent in Italy was the best day I had in Italy. And then the next day we had to go back, which I thought we were going to be there for longer, but we had to go back. So I went out and I explored Bologna a little bit. I walked quite a lot. And then the next few days were pretty much the same as that, until I decided, well, I'm in Italy. I don't know when I'm going to be in Italy again, so I'm going to go to Rome. I really just thought it would be such a waste of my time if I went to Italy and I didn't go to Rome. It was 2 hours on the train. It's like, I need to do it. I'm terrified to do it, but I need to do it. And I said to my friend, like, before I went over, like, there's only one thing that I really want to do, and I want to go to Rome. I want to see Rome. So I went anyway. You know, I went and I got on the train, and it took me 2 hours to get there, and I seen all of Italy on that train. And, like, the views were beautiful. 2 hours later, I'm in Rome. And then I come out at the Colosseum. And it was beautiful. It was so beautiful. I had my Lizzie McGuire moment. It was wonderful. And then I had lunch. I had spaghetti. I had spaghetti in Rome. I don't want to say it was bolognese because there was no meat. It was literally just spaghetti pasta with like tomato sauce and basil. It was beautiful. It was so gorgeous. Had that. The Trevi Fountain was literally around the corner, and I was like, I need to pace myself because once I see this, I'm going to cry. So I'm about to see what it looks like for the first time. And I was sitting there and I was like taking my pictures and nobody was there to take pictures with me, and I was like, fuck. So I was like this. And then I was about to go away and I was like, oh my god, I don't have a coin to throw into the fucking Trevi Fountain. So I went up to this shop that sold, what do you call them, cannolis? I think they're called cannolis. It's like this pastry thing, like a hard pastry, and it's got like a filling inside it. Oh my god. So I got one of those, and it was about that size. It's the best thing the best dessert I've ever tasted, and I think it was like pistachio flavour. Oh my god, it was fucking amazing. So I got my change, I went back down to the Trevi Fountain, threw it in, made my wish. Before you blow my candle, make a wish. Before we hit the clock in me. Weird, because I was supposed to go to Rome when I was in like a previous relationship in my 20s, and I never went. Because I was supposed to go and meet the guy whose grandfather designed the Trevi Fountain. Yes, I was supposed to go meet that guy. He's a very rich man, has a very big house in Rome. But anyway, that never happened. Anyway, so threw the coin in, left, went to the Spanish Steps, sat in the Spanish Steps. Apparently you're not supposed to sit there, but everybody was sitting there eating sandwiches, and it was great. So, sitting there eating my, I think it's called a cannoli. I can't remember. It's like, it was so nice. It was gorgeous. Oh my god, it was fucking beautiful dessert. I could eat one now. Sat there. Up the Spanish Steps. They were also in the Lizzie McGuire movie. Some man came up and gave me a rose, and I was like, no, it's okay, I don't have any money. And he was like, no, rose for you. And I was like, right, okay, thank you. And he goes, you from? And I was like, Northern Ireland. And he's like, okay, something euro. And I was like, I have no money. I'm sorry, no money. And then he was like, and took it away. And I was like, you fucking cheeky bastard. I walked about Rome for a few hours, and it was wonderful. And I didn't get to see everything I wanted to see, but I will go back because I do want to see, oh my god, I didn't even go into the fucking, what do you call it, the Colosseum, because I was so worried about time. I was so worried. Like, if I had someone with me, I wouldn't have been as worried, but I was so worried because I was by myself in this fucking country. I just didn't know anybody, and I was like scared. That day I did cry a few times. Thank god for Google Maps. Google Maps is fucking brilliant, I must say. And it was a learning experience, and I'm grateful that I did it. I really, really am. If there's any advice I can offer, if you're going to see a friend in a different country or a long way away, book your own Airbnb or whatever. Book an Airbnb. This video wasn't meant to be just about Italy and my experience of Italy, but there you go. So, got on the fucking plane. Thank fuck. I was like, Jesus, praise Jesus. Got on the plane. I was like, can I please have wine? And the lady was like, ma'am, it's 8 o'clock in the morning. And I was like, I don't care. Please give me wine. So I got wine. I was just really stressed out. I was so stressed out. So the plane was like 3.5 hours. Got to London. Had a wee layover in London. Got back to Belfast. Was waiting in baggage claim for my bag. Who was standing behind me? Fucking, what do you call her? Catelyn Stark from Game of Thrones. And I was like, I turned round and I seen this lady, and this lady smiled at me, and I was like, because the one thing was, I couldn't wait to get back to Belfast to see a familiar face, a familiar friendly face. And this woman's face was the first face I seen who smiled at me, who knew Belfast, I think she's from Belfast. I think she's originally from Belfast. Anyway, so she was like, and I was like, so I turned around, I was waiting for my bag, and I was like, oh my god, I recognise her. Maybe she's one of my customers who comes into my shop. But she was by herself. And then I did a double take. I turned around and I looked at her, and she smiled again, and I was like, oh, I know her. I know, she has to be one of my customers. Turned back around, and the moment I turned round, it just hit me, and I was like, because I love Game of Thrones so much, and I tried not to be like a crazy fan, but I got my phone out and I was like texting my sister. I was like, you will never guess who is standing behind me. You will never guess. And she was like, how? And I was like, Catelyn Stark. And she was like, whoa, no way. But because I turned round to smile at her again, and she was gone, and I was like, oh shit. But she ended up like going round, and she was like right there. She was right in front of me, and I was like, fuck. So she was facing me and I was facing her, and I was like this with my camera, with my phone, like ever so discreetly. So discreet. And she looked up, and I was like, it just took me a while to get back to myself after Italy. It took me a long time. Never been on like a vacation or a holiday that stressed me out as much as Italy did. Italy was so stressful. I know I'll look back on it in years to come and be like, I'm so glad I did that. But for now, I'm just like, that was a waste of my time. That was a waste of my money. And I could have fucking spent my money on something so much better. I could have. And then in April, I went to a ball. My first ever ball. My first ever like fancy fucking event. That I got to wear a ball gown and fancy shoes and have my hair done and my makeup and go and drink fancy fucking wine and win fancy prizes and be with fancy people. But the best thing about it was I got to do it with people I really truly connect with and truly love with my whole fucking heart. And that was my theatre family. I got to go and do that. And it was fabulous. It was so fucking fabulous. Oh my god, it was amazing. I just had the most amazing time. So that happened in April. May, I didn't do anything in May. Did I? I know what I did in May. I restarted going to the gym. Because I hadn't went since before I went to Italy. So I restarted going to the gym. I was really sad. And I was like, I need to go and do something because I'm sad. Oh, my car broke as well. Fuck's sake. When I got back from Italy, my car broke. The suspension went. And I was carless for 2 weeks. So annoying. Because it was during the coronation that it had happened. And nowhere was open to fix cars. So my poor wee Lulabelle, God love her, she was broke and I was carless, and I was like, shit, I get back on my bike, and I was like, fuck no. So I had to be a bus wanker for a while, but it was fine. It made me appreciate her even more. Penny's doing great. So she is. Yeah, so restarted the gym. Speaking to my friend the other night about coming to visit her. She lives in Wexford, so that's like down the bottom of Ireland. So I'm going to do that next month or the month after. We're going to do that. Me and Penny's going to go. We're going to drive down. It's going to be amazing. I don't expect my friend to spend all her time with me because I know she has a job. And she hasn't. It's not that she hasn't invited me. She said come down anytime you want, which is fine. But like, I'm not going to go there and stay with her. So I'm going to go and do my own thing, and it's in Ireland anyway, so like it'll be fine. But I've been to Ireland so many times. Like, I live in Northern Ireland, but I've been to Ireland so many times, and I've spent a lot of time down south in Ireland. So I don't feel anxious about doing that. Maybe a wee bit about the drive, because it's like 4 or 5 hour drive. But by that, it'll be fine. I threw out all of the clothes in my wardrobe. So I did. I just like was needing a fresh start, so threw everything out. Also, and this is me being very honest, it was my birthday on Sunday, and for my birthday, I don't mean to sound like a bitch whenever I say this, but I didn't get anything. I didn't get one card on my birthday, which made me really sad. And it made me sad because I don't have anyone. And I suppose that's expected when you don't have anyone. You have no one to make a fuss over you, to make you feel special, to make you feel like you're worth celebrating. And I sort of felt a bit angry. So me and Penny just chilled on my birthday. Out the back, we sunbathed all day. And it was nice. It was really, really nice. And I had 1 glass of wine. My little customer actually bought me a bottle of wine for my birthday, because she buys me a bottle of wine every year, and that was really kind of her, because her sister shares the same birthday as me, so that's why she buys me a bottle of wine. And she always buys me my favourite wine, which is Hardy's. I think we're caught up, pretty much. I'm now 33. I have another place on my passport that I have visited. I've learned a lot about myself. And I've learned a lot about people, about other people. I've learned a lot about what I expect from people. And I've learned that when I don't get what I expect from people, I cut them off. Because, and I don't think I do it in a bad way. I wouldn't say that I do it in a necessarily healthy way. But I think it's who I am. I know when I've annoyed someone. I know when I've pissed someone off. So I think I have the same expectation for other people. I think that they should know. I'm like, well, you should know that you've pissed me off. You should know that you've done something that has hurt my feelings. And I take no prisoners. So if you're not going to speak to me about what we've just experienced together, I will cut you off, and I don't care, you know? Because if you are happy enough to do what you've done, then our friendship didn't really mean anything in the first place. You know, done quite a lot of auditions this year as well. And I was doing quite a lot of auditions before Italy. And then Italy just took it out of me mentally. Something I really still struggle with is whenever you see someone in a different light. I really struggle with it. And I wish I didn't. I really wish I didn't, because I put people in this light that I want to be in. Especially if I connect with them really, really well. And when I see that they are not what I thought they were, I get hurt. I in a way almost hurt myself. I do. I hurt myself because I just expect so much more from people. And that's probably not the healthiest thing. It's probably not. I remember speaking to my personal trainer once about that. And he said, you know, there's people in this world that do bad things, but that doesn't make them bad people. And I was like, oh, fuck up, what do you know? But no, he's got a point. I mean, he doesn't have a point about everybody, especially people that have purposely hurt you. To me, they are bad people. But I think sometimes people hurt you and they don't realize that they hurt you. I think that. Yeah. And I think that fair enough, people sometimes hurt you and they don't realize that they've hurt you. But at the same time, the way I see it is, I think to myself, but I wouldn't have behaved in that way. I wouldn't have done that. I wouldn't have put someone through that. And I said that to my personal trainer, and he said, but Gemma, that's you. That's not other people. So stop trying to look for yourself in other people. And that's something I need to remind myself on every single day. Because I so often do that. I so often try to find myself in other people. Because I know I am a kind, honest, genuine person. And it's not something I need to keep on saying to prove it. I just know that that's who I am. And when I don't get from people what I give to people, I'm so offended and I'm so hurt. And I feel so let down. But I need to realize that other people are not me. And I am not other people. So I can't keep on expecting to find myself in other people. You know? That's so true. It's so true. I can't keep on expecting to find myself in someone else. Anyway, I think that's us all caught up. I think so. We've had the odd meltdown, but I think that is me caught up, and it's got to 1 hour here, so this should be really fun to edit. Anyway, hopefully next time I post a video I'll have a better mic, I'll have a better camera, and I'll make it a much better setting. Okay, see you later.